Hey guys, welcome back. Um, yeah, so there was a problem. I got stuck and I restarted the game and I just skipped all the videos, which you can do by using the escape key. And that did wonders. Everything's good. So we're back. I'm just reducing the shadow detail to improve the frame rates a little bit. Now, usually when recording videos, the frame rate seems to take a hit, but the point to remember here is that our previous videos were played with the settings on absolutely low, a lot of stuff turned off, and the resolution jumped down to 1440 pixels into whatever height. Now we're at 1536 and settings at almost absolute high. And I have to say that's terrific. That's absolutely terrific. We can play around with this a little bit and make it better or whatever. But I'm going to try limiting the target frame to 30 frames per second. And now that bug is gone, thank God, we'll try to remove smooth shadows. Let's see if that helps. It does a little bit. We can accept this movement, especially at high graphic settings. So thank you, game developers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is me bowing before your awesome optimization. Please keep it up. Make it even better. And there are people swearing about the tech priest in the chat box. I'm just going to turn it off. PG-13, people. Or maybe PG-5. Warhammer for the Emperor. So this is the tutorial. This is a placeholder, well, they're modifying it, and this is the tutorial campaign mission. And this introduces us to why the Inquisition is going crazy on Space Hulks and other planets. And change the camera, whatever, you guys can read the tutorials on your own time. Buy this game because it's really one of the best Warhammer games out there, and it's amazing. It's just amazing, really. So here's more. It's a cogitator. And here's the information. Lots of gibberish. Specifically, this confirms that the vessel's name, Lucius, it was actually an Inquisition ship. The shield was compromised. Prayers of maintenance required. Why not actually use a spanner and a screwdriver? That helps. Invocations of blessed recalibration required. I don't know what the hell that is. And there was lots of corrupted diagnostics data. So overall, they got screwed. Okay. It takes quite a man to look at a massive-ass ship with sheer planet-killing power, maybe, to say, oh, bucket of rust. Look at how cool this guy looks. Chaos. You can actually see how cool the character looks. He's like part cyborg, these psychers. Now, the fact that you can actually use... wait, scratch that. You can't use equipment for the assassins and the Crusaders. So we're basically stuck with Inquisitor equipment. But I'm pretty sure we can find a two-handed staff or something and get rid of the gun. I'm a fan of melee. So, oh boy, chaos. Nurgle? Oh yeah, that's the spawn of Nurgle. Right, let's get to the cleansing, shall we? Okay, another change that's been made, I'm going to leave the tutorial on so I can actually explain this to you guys. This is the, here where my mouse is hovering, this was the old setting of the hotkeys. And here at the bottom, which is dimmed out, but you guys will be able to see it when I close this window, is the new setting of the hotkeys, which is the skills are basically set as first left mouse button, number one tight skill, right mouse button for the second weapon, and number 2 tight skill to that particular weapon. This is just a lot easier to understand. Now when I close this window, you'll be able to see it. Now you can see this here, guys. This is for the weapon in my... Sorry. Yeah, okay, forget it. This is for the weapon in my left hand, I suppose. That's the... No, in my right hand. This is the weapon for my right hand, the Firebolt. And this is the melee weapon in my left hand. That's the Force Strike, the Force Sword that I have. So this is actually easier to understand because I know what's what skill is tied into what. I hope we don't see a contradiction when we go to our military base. So let's activate some skills, shall we? Boom, boom. 1, 2 activated. Now you can see the warp heat building up here. This is the problem with this guy. If the warp heat reaches red, weird shit happens. So we're going to use this and just get rid of this guy. I like melee, so I'm just going to go melee right now. Hold down the button and it just keeps killing stuff, and that was so cool. Yeah, you taste despair, and the tutorial window pops up. Amazing. Okay, we're going to blow up this barrier. Now, when our number 4 tied skill activates, the number 4 hotkey skill, that's basically instant teleport. You can just go over obstacles. No problem. So you can see how beautiful this place is. A very well designed level for the campaign. Look at that ship down there. I think that's our crash ship. Sexy. Okay. Defense System Anomalies brother Marcus Drang was a ranking security officer. They opened fire on a rogue trade vessel. They caused considerable damage and loss of life. So teleport signals were jammed. They couldn't get in or get out of the ship. Okay, so based on this confession, it seems that the firing on the trade vessel was a systems malfunction, or that, well, the people on the ship were not involved in it, and the teleport signals were teleport jamming signals were generated automatically. Chaos! So a priority level request to maintenance has been logged. Maintenance fraternity? What is this, Pi Beta Gamma? I had emergency cogitators installed. Okay, so they tried to override shit, and I guess that didn't work. That's why everybody else is dead. And he said something about a demonic sigil. What's he talking about? I don't see. Okay, these are the turrets that basically popped our asses. We really need faster movement speed in these kind of games. Warp heat. So this is the point that we were talking about. So every class has a special resource, and these guys have warp heats. At very high tier warp heats, the warp energies that we use will create warp anomalies and may even kill us. So the point here is don't use too much warp heat. I'm sure there are entire passive skill trees dedicated to reducing that, and then we could just go crazy. Take cover! Yeah. Now, there is something to be said about keeping at least one ranged weapon for stuff like this. Yeah, okay. What do we... Is there an explosive barrel? No. Well, that destroys your cover. And I kill you. So welcome to Halo and Warhammer. Right, so let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. So this is fun. I have to say, the tutorial is good because the environments are awesome. What we need is awesome music. I'm basically speaking in between the dialogue because, let's face it, all Warhammer dialogue is for the Emperor, kill blasphemy, murder everything, blah blah blah. So welcome to the campaign screen. Before you go to your base, which is command bridge, which is grayed out, I assume that we take over the ship and make it our command's ship. I think that's the whole point of the mission. This has been turned into the campaign screen. You can see how beautiful this monastery ship is, which our Inquisitor very nicely refers to as a bucket of rust. So let's start the next campaign mission. And these are basically tutorials. They teach you how to deal with it. I made it out of the hangar where I found evidence of a serious chaos investigation. I need to further investigate and establish connection, blah, 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 for the Emperor. So, the tutorial is quite engaging, and it's got a decent storyline. Hey, hot, sexy Inquisitor Captain Lady, who's probably tortured people all over the place. Okay, so here we are. I was just exercising my muscle, guys. Sorry about that. Let's get on with it. Now you can see that the frame rate has dipped a little bit. So there's something that needs to be optimized a little bit more. But they've done an amazing job. These game developers, they've done a wonderful job. Dawn of War 3, I'm looking at you. Fix your shit. You guys haven't patched your crap in ages. These guys have done such a good job. Okay, let's blow some barrels. Yeah, I know, that's what I'm doing. Go away. Now, one thing I read in the chat box while I was doing this, somebody was recommending that don't warp into the explosive barrels while you're playing this class. I have not tried that, but I assume they're talking about the use of the skill ethereal phasing. Aetheral, that's how you pronounce it in this game. Aetheral phasing. Don't use that to warp into the fire barrels, the explosive barrels. I think because you take a lot of damage while you're doing that. I guess. You also have to incur warp heat, by the way, with this particular skill. So it's not exactly the best skill in the world in terms of range movement. The assault armor of the Crusader is actually pretty good at that. But we can't use their armor. We're psychers. And there's some problems with the audio, which they have to fix. Yeah, so her audio is not playing, his audio is playing. Amazing. There's something more to be ironed out. And whatever's causing this dip in frame rates has to be removed. At least at this setting, the game looks awesome. And again, I'm going to compliment the developers throughout this video. Kudos, kudos, kudos. Thank you so much. But it still needs to be fixed, but I'm very confident you guys will do it. Let's get in cover and just kill these people, yeah? Yeah, I'm just gonna melee your ass. Sorry, flamethrower won't work. Is there an explosive barrel? Nope. So I'm just gonna teleport right there. I'm gonna kill you. Now I will figure out if I can use one of my passive skills to cause damage on teleport. If I can do that, that would be my go-to skill for movement. Just TP into the enemy and kill them. By the way, this is the infestation of Nurgle. Check that out. Awesome shit. More barrel. Just blow up the just blow up the barrels. They just go suicide central after that. For the Emperor. So I'm loving the game so far. Even with the tutorial, which is normally supposed to be slow, boring, etc., etc., it's actually pretty good. Here's the next data slide. Engineer Theta, apparently machine, to the great machine spirit of the Martyr. There was another guy, Engineer Omicron. These guys are all half robots or cybernetic organisms, I guess. Generated social components, clipped. Oh, so no. Oh, their titles have been clipped. Awesome. So why bother talking about the respectable, noble titles? There was an emergency invocation. So there was an intellectual instability in the ship's AI, the machine spirit. So they decided to scrub the data core, clean everything, erase the data, reboot, I guess? But the AI is turning insane. I see. So the ship AI went nuts and caused this problem, or chaos corrupted the ship's AI. That's a very nice graffiti on the floor. This fortress monastery is amazing. Yeah. So this is what we're gonna do. You can see the frame rate slightly dipping. I don't know what it is. Is it the... Yeah, fine. I don't know if it's the enemy or what. Is certain enemies or... Here goes the grenade. And that's the end of that. Bye. You see that there is some lag. There is some lag. But I don't know why the lag exists right now. There we go. We use the emplacement to advance our own goals. Okay, that's done. Let's press M to find out where to go. In there? We'll just explore everything. No problem. Oh, look! Data slates. More reading. That's what we like in Warhammer. Reading. Well, let's see. Lucius. What does he say? So somebody's Uther. Uther is the leader? His seconds are plotting against him. Okay, so I guess the leader of the ship got corrupted. This sounds much like Zachariah or Azariah of the Blood Ravens, who got corrupted. I guess the guy leading this place got corrupted. He corrupted the AI, promised everybody lots of bullshit, and didn't deliver. Transported chaos minions onto the ship. I think that's the plot line so far. Yeah, so they got screwed by chaos. We got that. Okay. We'll just kill stuff until we find it. Oh look! More killing. Okay, so now we have access to inoculators, and then the game gets really hard, doesn't it? Mobs and mobs of enemies. The melee weapon, at least in the tutorial, is actually... The ranged weapon is actually pretty good. Sorry about that, my boo-boo. So the ranged weapon is actually pretty damn good here. Okay, we're going to record enemies. And we don't have any wide area skills, but for some reason, when I played this last, this guy's singular melee attacks were capable of killing all of these guys pretty quickly. We can use a grenade if we wanted to. It's just easier to kill them all. So our endurance skill gives us 20% damage reduction. Wait, does not stack? Okay. And this warp speed gives us damage and cooldown reductions. Damage boost and cooldown reduction. Does not stack either. So none of this guy's stuff stacks, I guess, is the message we should imbibe. Let's see. Okay, so that is Caius Thorn. I guess he's the last of the... Is he a Space Marine? He's the last of the something protecting the ship. And this is the level up screen. So they said that they have revamped the leveling system quite a lot. So we're getting rank points in account, but that could be because it's the tutorial. In the previous version, only rank points could be gained only by priority missions and premium missions. I don't know if that's how this works now. Let's find out. We got a grand reward, we get a pistol and stuff. I would love to have just a melee weapon, honestly, but we'll see how it works. Campaign, Forbidden Cult. Before that, let's take a look at our character. This is our character. How cool does he look? The resolution could be sharper, guys, but I'm not switching to a higher resolution until the game is optimized a bit further. The shadow, you're getting this because soft shadows is turned off. But look how cool the guy looks. I love the semi-cyborg with lots of stuff sticking out of his back system. So he's got hit points, he's got suppression, warp heat. Dodge, the warp heat is different from the other classes. Dodge, damage reduction. The existence of dodge here, it seems to make me think that that's what we should focus on. I don't know. Critical hits, chance, strength. I love critical builds for melee. Where are we gonna go melee? Now that's the question. That's the question. He already has a perk, but that's strange. 10% damage. In the previous one, you got your first perk at level 30. So now you just get it in the beginning. 10% damage for every buff effect. So the more buffs we have, the more damage we do. Cool. Next one we get at 40. Next one at 80. This is the Inquisitor rank. Determines item progression. Increased by campaign and placeholder premiums. And payroll missions. Okay. So the more we do campaigns, we get ranks. And premium missions and payroll missions. Alright, good to remember. Account level. Add skill points. Single missions, priority assignments. Priority assignments will not give us rank. Okay, cool. We have 3 attributes, which is force, which gives us damage, suppression, warp heat, warp damage, critical chance, bonus to psycho spells equal to half your missing health. So the more injured we are, the more damage we do. Okay, that's something to remember. And we have resilience, which is HP, suppression, resist, bonus, warp resistance, inoculator suppression, movement speed, resistances, and no damage when you use over 75% maximum warp heat. Okay. Bane against demons, warp heat cost, reduction, warp heat per cycle, weapon skill, that's a reduction, cooldown. Warp anomalies may become positive ones. Alright, alright. So it seems to me that the build is centered around warp damage, as much of warp damage as we can. Yeah. So it seems the character class is centered around doing a lot of damage using spells at a very high warp heat level. So you got to take that risk. So we'll take a look at skills as well. Let's go do that and give us a little bit more insight. This is our inventory. Yeah, we'll get to this. We'll get to this later. Let's go look at skills. The skills are basically the same as the other classes except for these psychic things over here. Close combat, Adeptus Astartes, ranged combat if you want to specialize in this. And yeah, we need to decide before we invest in criticals how we want to invest in criticals. Single DPS, area effect. Okay. We have area effect to melee skills as well. Cool. And we have physical attacks. Alright, we have psychic debuffs. What are you talking about? Unlocks the phase through psychic... Which phase through psychic mastery? I guess those are skills? Okay. Let's go to psychic combat. Ah, cool. Cool. Critical hit bonus. Okay. Well, that makes me happy. So these are basically buffs. I'm assuming these are buffs. We'll figure it out as we go on, but these seem to be buffs. And this kind of makes me... Sanction Psychic Powers from Scholastia Psychana Division. Okay. What are these? I think they're buffs. And the more buffs we have, the more damage we do, right? 10% bonus according to the perk. So get more buffs. Psychic debuffs. On the enemy? Like curses in Path of Exile. Okay. Psychic combat. Okay, we'll figure it out. Hit points, that's standard. I only need a lot of hit points to even win. And we have heat attacks. No. Damage over time. Okay, there doesn't seem to be anything specific towards the warp here. So I guess that's something we're gonna get with the equipment. And of course we have your set of, heroic deeds. So let's go to the inventory. What happens if we... If we try to dual wield? Can we dual wield? How do you unequip something? So he's got a force rod in both hands. Okay, so this is like lightning, chain lightning skill on the sword. This one has a single target. Well, I like chain lightning. I like doing lots of area damage. Well, it says single target, but after you hit one, it discharges lightning that hits more enemies. So it's not really single target, is it? It's a force rod that does warp break, long range attack. And of course it has warp heat, yes. Long range attack, okay. And this one is basically Firebolt. And also, what's fire? What's the difference then? Ah, it's like a blast. And also has the warp element attached to it. So that's something to remember. There's elemental afflictions here. Yeah, this is like pure fire. Whereas this is warp slashing. This is electric. This is warp. So let me just go back to skills for a moment, guys. Is there anything that says warp resist mastery? Okay, these are things that we have to try out. The only way that we're going to know how it works. But we'll see how that works. Now, heat attacks is definitely something... that we'll have to look into, because if you use the fire element, that's added heat damages, right? Alright then, so that's basically the overview of our character, and we have to start the campaign mission, and that's what we're going to do in the next video. So I'm going to just take a break over here, pause, and we'll come back to a next video where we play through the tutorial. Alright guys, thank you for joining me in this updated, even more awesome version of Warhammer 40,000 Inquisitor Martyr. Enjoy, have fun, see you guys very soon, bye bye.